Hello student, this is the part 3 video of your chapter Visual Basic. Let's start with form layout window. Okay. Now, what is the form layout window allows? It allows us to position the form in our application using a small graphical representation of the screen. That means first of all you have to design form before doing any coding. Okay. What input you want from the user or what facility you are going to, what features you are going to provide in your form for the user, so that user can act accordingly, okay, and the action can take place. Okay. We have object browser. Now, you can see it is available for use in your project and gives you a quick way to navigate through your code. You can use object browser to explore objects in Visual Basic and other applications. See what methods and properties are available for those objects and paste course procedures in your application. Okay. Now, you can see the various components of this window. Project library list is there, search box is there, search result box is there, then we have class list, the member list are there, okay, and the description of each, whichever is going to be selected, the description of that will be given in the description box, the same way as you had in property window. Okay. Now, let us see basic controls in Visual Basic. These are the controls for your form which you can have them on your form. So, let us have a detailed look of it. Label is very useful for Visual Basic as it not only used to provide instruction and guide to the user, but it can also be used to display output. Okay. And one of its most important property is caption. Using the syntax label.caption, it can display text and numeric data. You can change its caption in the properties window, or also you can change it at runtime. Okay. Next, we have text box. It is a standard control for accepting input from the user as well as to display the output. Okay. It can handle string text and numeric text data, but not images or pictures. Just like text field in websites powered by not by Windows, but typically Linux web hosting platform like IA page. These fields collect user input. String in a text can be converted to a numeric data by using the function val or text. Okay, so you have to write in box, in that parenthesis, the text which you want to convert into numeric form, and you have to write val function, VAL. Okay. Now, let us see the example. This is the example of adding two numbers, num1, num2, and then user will click on this button calculate and you will get the sum, like you have the calculator in your computer. Many of you must have used calculator. In that, what we do? We press number and then press the desired operator, and the answer is displayed in that. Okay. So, here you can see what are the coding behind it. In this sum coding, we have to write this sum is equals to val of text 1 dot text, because text box is there. Whatever input is given in the text box, it will be entered in the form of string, that is text type. So, we have to first convert it into, even if the number is entered, it will be taken as text type of data. So, we have to convert that number text type of data into numeric form, and then only we can use it for calculation purpose. So, that is why this val function is used to convert the text1 dot text into numeric form and text2 dot text again into numeric form, then add operator is used. Now, to display the answer, what you have to do? Label1 dot caption is equals to, where is the sum total? In the sum variable. So, you have to write here, and then end sub. That means this is a subroutine program, it is a small program. You have to close it also by using end sub command. Okay. Next, we have command button. Now, it is one of the most important control as it is used to execute command. It displays an illusion that the button is pressed when the user click on it. The most common event associated with the command button is the click event, and the syntax for the procedure is private one sub command 1 underscore click function, then you have to write statement and the end sub. Okay. Next, we have picture box. It is to insert picture. Okay. So, you can use the picture at runtime using the load picture also. Example of it is that picture1 dot picture is equals to load picture command you have to write, and in parenthesis you have to give the complete path of that picture file that has been located. So, you have to give the complete path means starting from the drive letter C drive, D drive, E drive, whichever drive it is stored in, you have to write that letter over here. Okay. Next we have image box. In image box is another control that handles images and pictures. It functions most identically to the picture box. However, there is one major difference. The image in an image box is stretchable, but in picture box the image was not stretchable. Okay, it could not be resized. Fine. And in image box, if you are inserting with the picture, if you are inserting through image box, then there the size of the picture can become manageable, that is you can resize it. Okay. Example of it again you can see here, it is the same way, but only the name of that control changes. Image1 dot picture equals to load picture, again the same command, and the complete part of the picture which you want to insert. Fine. So, you can see load image button is there. When a user will click on it, image will be loaded. Then we have list box. The function of the list box is to present a list item where the user can click the items from the list. In order to add items to the list, we can use add item method. For example, if you wish to add a number of items to the list box 1, you can key in the following statement. Again you can see private subform underscore load function, list1 add item lesson1, list1 add item lesson2. Add item is the command, and inverted commas you have to write that item name which you want to have it in your list. Then list1 again it's the same list and multiple items are being added. So, the name of the list1 add item is same, and lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. So, it will keep on appending in the list and end the subroutine, that is end sub. Now, we come to item output. Now, the items in the list box can be identified by the list index property. The value of the list index for the first item is 0. The second item has a list index 1, and the third item has a list, that means the index number starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. The starting is always from 0. Now, we have combo box. Now, this function of the combo box is also to present a list of items where the user can click and select items from the list. However, the user need to click on the small arrowhead on the right of the combo box to see the items which are presented in a drop down list. In order to add items to the list, you can also use add item method. For example, if you wish to add a number of items to combo box 1, you can key in the following statement. Key in the following statement means you can write the following statement behind that control. Private subform underscore load parenthesis combo 1 dot add item. Now, here it is changed to combo 1 because it's a combo box control. Earlier it was list 1, okay, because it was list control. Now, add item, all the remaining syntax is same, and the item 1, item 2 they have to enclose within inverted commas and end of sub. Okay. Now, see the output how it is coming. You can see here this is the combo box text box along with the arrow. Okay. And whatever item 1 item that is going to be shown in the list of the combo box. Okay. Next we have checkbox. Checkbox control lets the user to select or unselect an option. When the checkbox is checked, its value is set to 1, and when it is unchecked, the value is set to false. You have worked on many of the Microsoft applications where you have selected the color of the font, or you have selected the subscript, superscript, okay, so on. So, there is a checkbox which you have to mean if you have ticked on it, it means it is active, and if you have not ticked on it, it will not be applied to the selected text or whatever you want, and it is inactive. Okay. So, that you can do. Now, if it is checked, then it is true, and if it is not checked, then it is false. Okay. Now you can include the statement check1.checked is equals to true to mark the checkbox and check1.checked is equals to false to unmark the checkbox, as well as use them to initiate certain actions. For example, the program will display the checkbox number selected. You will learn how to a conditional statement if then else later on. That means how can we create programming by using conditional statement and so on. Okay. Now see here the small program for it. If check1.check is equals to true and check2.check is equals to false, then label 1 caption is equals to 1, else if check1.check is equals to false and check2.check is equals to true, then label 1 caption is equals to true. Now this is what was told before, that how can you change the label caption at runtime based on user input. It is going to change the captions. Okay. And if the check1.check is equals to true and check2.check is equals to true, that means both are true, then label 1 caption 1 is 1 and 2, L label 1 caption is equals to none, that means none of the checkbox has been activated, and end of sub. Okay. Then we have option box. Now option box control also let the user to select one of the choices. However, 2 or more option boxes must work together. Because of one of the option boxes is selected, the other option boxes will be unselected. In fact, only one option box can be selected at one time. When an option box is selected, its value is set to true, and when it is not selected, then its value is false. Okay. Now see the example. The shape control is placed in the form together with 6 option boxes. When the user clicks on different option boxes, different shape will appear. The values of the shape control are 0, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, which will make it appear as a rectangle, square, oval shape, rounded rectangle and a rounded square respectively. Okay. Now let's see the program of it. Shape1.shape is equals to 0, end of sub, private sum 2 underscore click, shape1.shape is equals to 1, then end sub, private sub option 3 underscore click, shape1.shape is equals to 2. This way you can change the shape. So you can see when the user are choosing any one of the option, any one option can only be ticked. Okay. So this is if your user is going to select anyone. This is also, these circles are also called radio buttons. Okay. So oval shape will come if the user will click on circle, the circle will come, and so on. Okay. Then we have drive list. Sometimes we need to select the drive of your system, that is A drive is there, C drive, D drive, okay, so on. So these list box you can display through this. Okay. On your computer, when you place this control into the form and run the program, you will be able to select the drives, different drives from your computer. Like you save your file, you have to first select the drive where you want to save in, or if you want to open a file, you have to first select the drive from which you want to. Suppose you have inserted pen drive, you have a file, you want to open from the file from the pen drive, you have to select the drive. So that drive list box can appear like this. Okay. Then we have directory. Directory list is the list of folders are there which you can select for performing various action. Okay. Next we have file list box. Again, name of the file. So this box you can insert from the file list box. It is used for displaying the list of files in a selected directory or folder. Okay. This way you can insert so many boxes. Okay. Now this remaining building Visual Basic application we will be doing in next video. Thank you and